Wife suddenly wants open marriage and the truth is, Part 1. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. Hello all, never once did I think I would get to this point, to the point of reaching out to strangers on the internet for guidance, but here we are. My wife and I have been together for 10 years but married for 8, we met in college and were each other's firsts and only. I honestly thought we had a unique and beautiful relationship because of that, but it appears that was just me. Some time ago my wife began working at new company. At first she found it difficult to fit in because she's always been reserved, but after encouragement from me she made friends with a group of girls, some of whom were single, divorced or dating but non-married. At first I was happy she made friends, but then she started going out for drinks, partying or something other thing her friends had planned. I became concerned by her change in behavior and tried to talk to her about it, but at the same time didn't want to restrict her in any way. It started to affect our relationship in the bedroom. My wife wasn't one to initiate intimacy, but with her continued going out she was either too tired or wasn't in the mood. At some point her company got a new manager whom my wife and her friends had taken a shining to. She began mentioning him in passing, but it got a point where pointing how he handled certain problems that didn't seem to be work-related. I questioned her on her fascination with this man and she brushed off my concerns. She even started asking if I regretted not having more experience with women, to which I said no because she is all I ever needed. I swore I thought for a moment I saw a flash of sadness in her eyes, but she quickly changed the subject. She started mentioning open marriages as a way to spice up our marriage. I was taken back because my wife was never this kind of person and not that liberal sexually, to be honest. I at first refused and questioned if this had anything to do with the new manager, to which she denied but said she felt like missed out, but at the same time didn't want to lose me, so this was a safer option. I warned her that she was playing with fire, then reluctantly and naively agreed. So we set some rules, mainly not to sleep with another person in our home. So for a year and my wife goes on dates, has one night stands, then as if I didn't see it coming somehow is in some kind of relationship with that manager. I on the other hand had a few dates but no one night stands because freaky it felt wrong to me. My wife would ask if I was fine but really wouldn't change her behavior. At some point I felt the love I had for her, that pure special innocence of marriage, was gone and it was killing me inside. I ended going on a date with an amazing woman who migrated over from South Korea. Conversation was effortless. She had wit of a lighting fast wipe crack and a smile that had one forget himself. This of course led to more dates until we were intimate. I honestly never had sex like I had with this woman. I never knew a woman could be so giving and make one feel so desirable. At first my wife thought it was cute, but as the months went by she began questioning my relationship with my lover. I promptly pointed out that this was her idea and even she was in a relationship with the manager I was concerned about. She was silent, looked she wanted to say something but held her tongue. She began coming home early to surprise me with dinner and get the house extra clean. She so started coming to my workplace to drop off lunch and began to initiate intimacy in the bedroom. Honestly, if it wasn't for her opening up our marriage, which I am also to blame for agreeing, all this would have had me jumping for joy. I barely gave in to her attempts at intimacy, and when I did it was simply to get it over with. Something in me towards my wife died and I could see she felt it too. I asked what brought on this change in her, what was different. The response I got was that she wants to show me that she loves me and is happy with me. I never intended to, but I burst out laughing. I asked about her little group of friends, her manager lover or her one-night stands. She didn't respond that day and simply went to bed in tears. The next day I get home to find her waiting for me. She told me she wants to close the marriage, that this whole experience was a horrible mistake, that regrets everything and wants us to be the focus of our relationship again. I told her to be honest with me and tell me what inspired all this in the first place, and wouldn't you know it, it was her group of friends that planted the idea because of their numerous sexual exploits, and when her manager came around he surprisingly supported that lifestyle and encouraged my wife to live free. Apparently it developed into an emotional affair but only got physical once the marriage opened. Well, like that makes it better. She described it as being drunk behind the wheel of a speeding car. It was thrilling and intoxicating, but the price of this decision has become too much for her to bear. She sees now that she never needed a comparison, that what we had was truly unique and special, but now she feels like she murdered our marriage and any chance of a life together. I told her I might not to ever be able to see her as my wife again, and this made her break down in front of me. I simply held her in silence as she cried until she fell asleep in my arms on the couch. She has since left her job and cut off contact with all her friends and her manager, and even told me she's willing to spend the rest of her life making it up to me and work her fingers to the bone to be seen as a wife by me, but I haven't cut contact with my lover. My lover quite frankly makes me feel like a man. like I can challenge the world and my wife hasn't in a while. Truth is, I don't know what to do in this situation. I would love to get the special feeling back if possible, but my lover basically saved me when I was at my lowest. Please help me. Forgot to add we have our first marriage counseling session in a couple of hours, not sure how that will go. Not sure how to link my first post with this one, but her goes. The therapist seemed nice and experienced, she appeared unbiased and actually eager to help. Even though it was our very first session, my wife took it as an opportunity to lay it all out, it seems. She confessed that this group of friends made her wonder if she had missed her chance because she was committed to her first boyfriend and had no other experiences, that she never had the same adventures some of these supposedly amazing women had. Remember, some of whom are divorced but none are married. The therapist pointed out that this can be and often is detrimental to a marriage due to the difference in mindset. My wife seemed to agree, then added that after the new manager started approaching her, some of these friends encouraged her to see where it goes, that this was a chance for her to explore or discover herself. She obviously felt guilty, so she says, so she never did anything physical until one of the divorced ones suggested an open marriage as a loophole and told her that some couples come out stronger because of it. So after, regrettably, again so she says, convincing me to open up the marriage, her so-called adventure began. It was intoxicating and blinding but lacked real substance, not like the kind we built over the years, and she started to question her reasons for doing this. She said she could see the hurt in my eyes but told herself this was an adventure. She said she'll never forgive herself for this. She chanced to have an amazing experience, so the gravity of it all never hit until she noticed a change in me. At first she assumed because I went on dates I would gradually accept her situation and be okay with it, but that all changed when my lover became a constant appearance in my adventure. Apparently I started to smile again for no reason, and my eyes would light up when I would get a text message or when I cheerfully left the room to answer a call. She said she suddenly felt a pit in her stomach and started to get mini panic attacks for no reason. She went to her friends for advice again, but they said it was a normal reaction for me to have during the adventure, but when the same divorced one who suggested this in the first place said it looks like his lover makes him happy, is when the reality of it all finally dawned on her, and the very real possibility that another woman, and not his wife, gave him joy almost made her pass out. She realized how ridiculous this all was and begged them to help her win me back, but they just told her if she couldn't deal with it, why did she open her marriage in the first place? She knew then and there that these people were toxic and a threat to our marriage and the life we built, hence she's been on a mission to win me back by any means necessary. I, on the other hand, didn't share much, but I did let the counselor know about the situation on my side with my lover still in the picture, to which the counselor said no resolution could ever be reached with my lover still in the picture and suggested we book another appointment after tomorrow. The counselor did say it was unusual for someone to stay with their first this long and gave the impression that any storm can be weathered. I highly suspect she wants us to be one of her success stories. Sorry that it's long, but I figured I might as well give a full update. Still haven't figured out how to link posts, and a very warm thank you to everyone who has reached out. I apologize for not being able to reply to each and every one of you, be it inbox or on the post. Anyway, here's the update so far. There are more to come. Find out the update of this story, check our channel or the description. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.